Hey guys, it was arm day, which means my shoulder got to see some action. You saying, well, Oliver, you're not. Shit. Okay, AJ. Now you know my real name. Anyway, AJ, your shoulder shouldn't be seeing action on arm day when you're going like this, but what do you think holds your shoulder up? This muscle right here, your trapezius. What did AJ tear at the gym or like a couple months ago? My trapezius. So you have to really be careful when you're coming up, and then this you have to right there. You have to find the spot where it's there's no movement on your shoulder. Should be that way all the time, but especially now, so I have to watch. Sorry, that wasn't my way. I want to talk about what it's like being 53, single, 2 years single. Actually, on Tuesday is the anniversary of my divorce. 2 years. So I start year 3 of being single. And how that's working for me. That'll be a lot of fun. Okay, so where do I start? So currently, we'll go with the current state. Like tonight's Saturday night, and it's a holiday weekend, and there'll probably be people out, and I don't give a crap. I went out last weekend, and I went to Indy, and it was awful. And I'm not really sure that I like putting myself out there like this anymore. This is really devastating to my self-esteem. There's a lot of guys that look at me. Not gonna lie. There's not a lot of guys that will talk to me. People that know me go, "Oh, AJ!" And I'm like, yeah, we're fun. I love this. And then you have to realize all these other people are looking at me like, who's this monkey? I'm meat. I had somebody walk up and grab my side because he was under the firm impression that I was fat. I've never seen anybody run so fast in my life when he went, "Oh my God, that's muscle." And I turned to him and I says, "What were you expecting?" And he just took off. That's what I get. I'm going to tell you who I get out in the world. There's a couple guys that will walk up and talk to me. They have a very specific personality trait. I get young kids, 21, 22, 23, and even younger, that walk up to me and they're like, "Wow, you're really hot. I love your muscles, blah, blah, blah." And you're like, "Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, you've never been in a relationship before, have you?" "Well, no, but I'm sure that I'd be good at it." You're like, "I know too much about relationships." You're going to be either devastated because it's I'm going to be feeding you information you've never heard before, or overwhelmed because I'm going to be feeding you information that you didn't think that was what a relationship was. You didn't watch your parents, or your parents have been divorced. Maybe you have a step parent on either side. Maybe you have nothing because your parents gave up. So you're looking to me to be like your first relationship, and a week into it, you're like, "Holy shit, there's a lot that goes into this." And I'm like, we haven't even started. It's devastating to have to realign somebody. Not that I'm thinking people are aligned correctly, but normally they're not. So let's be honest. You talk to somebody, they don't know what's going on in the world. They've never tried this. Now, when I was 18, I was in a relationship with a guy that was 19. He had been in a couple relationships. I had been in 0. And I listened. And we talked a lot. We talked about what we wanted. We talked about where we were going. And it really worked until it didn't. And that's okay. And not everything's meant to last forever. Straight people get married. Well, let's talk about anybody getting married. We don't even have to put in labels because we are all in the same predicament. People get to a point and they're like, "Well, you know what? I could work on this, or I don't have to." And that's what happened to my marriage. I said, "Do you want to work on this?" And he said, "No, I'm good." That was devastating. I spent 3 months in therapy trying to get through all that. Why did I get rejected? Long story. There's a long story and a short story. The short story is it wasn't about me. Not 100%. There was a lot going on in his head. In hindsight, I know too much. At the time, I was just like completely crushed because I didn't know what I did wrong. I spent a lot of time asking myself what I'm doing wrong because it's obviously me. It can't be the world. And then I find out it is the world. There's a lot wrong with the world. There's stuff wrong with me, but I'm working on it. But the world is messed up. And I can't help it. I see how it should be. I talk to people and I listen to guys. And when they're talking about what their expectations are, I'm like, that's unrealistic. There's not going to be anybody that can fit that. Do I want somebody that's perfect? No. Do I want somebody that looks like this? No. There's a guy, I should be able to remember his name. Oh, why can't I remember his name? He is like perfect in that. If I pointed at him and said, that guy right there, you'd all go, oh, he's kind of chubby. A little bit. He's a little bit chubby. He's not tall. He's cute, but he's not like uber cute. And when you look at him, but his personality is there. His personality is just this shining beacon. God in heaven, why can't I remember his name? He's a YouTuber but more importantly, he's like TikTok. And he's like huge in TikTok. Not gonna remember. I'll remember. I'll find him outside here and I'll put it in the description. But yeah, he's it. He would be perfect. There's a number of guys that would be perfect. None of them are like in ripped shape. There's a couple guys. There's a guy on Instagram that follows me. He has 10,500 followers, which is a decent amount. He has an OnlyFans. He's ripped. He's beautiful. He's built. He's in England because, that's how the world works. And he follows 18 people. And when he was only following 12, I was still one of the 12. And I have no idea what he sees in me. Probably nothing. I'm probably just somebody that he picked randomly. Like, if I only have to have less than 20 people that I'm following, this doofus right here sounds like fun. I don't know. I don't know what's going through his head, but he's pretty. His name's Chris. Jim Lad Chris. It's all good. I just sit there and marvel when people like pick me and I'm like, why me? It's not my problem. I don't have to own it. I don't have to think through it. I do, but I do think through it, but I don't need to. It's not my I don't know all the backstory. We'll just go with that. So here I am, 53 years old. Last time I was single, I was 38. Trying to figure out how to make things work in a world where things don't seem to work. There's not a lot that's actually moving. I've noticed when I talk to people, they're just like, dating sucks. It just sucks universally. And I'm like, yeah, in Detroit it sucked when I was 36, 37, 38. It was awful. Of course, I wasn't working on anything. And I had a lot of things going on that I should have been working on. And now at this ripe old age of, I'm working on it. I'm actually in such a better place. This is therapy for me. I get to talk through my feelings. But, and I go to the bars and they're not fulfilling. I'm not getting anything out of it. I talk to people online. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's not. Some of the guys that I talk to online and turned into friends, like I have their cell phone numbers and I can call them, like Josh. I love Josh. And there's a couple other people, but it's like everybody wants something transient. Show me your penis. Let me see that. Okay. Thanks, that was great. You're like, so what'd that do for you? Oh, well, I'm good. Okay. You move on to your next conquest. That really wasn't a conquest, by the way. And I feel dirty. Not enough to actually say, fuck you, no. But just like, yeah, at this point, I don't care who sees what. Hey, I'm going to blackmail you with this. Go for it. If you don't think everybody on the planet's already seen that, you're screwed. I don't even care. Go for it. Show people. People at work. Who cares? What's my boss going to say? Is this you? Yeah. Why am I seeing this? I have no idea. Why are you seeing that? Why are you looking at that? I'm kind of confused. Are you guys perverts? That's exactly how I handle that. So yeah, it's just it's I don't know. It's annoying. It's annoying to be single right now. It's annoying to. Oh, I sat there and I was going through some stuff and I was trying to figure out why I wasn't meeting guys. And I was talking it through with my sister, the therapist. And I'm like, okay, this guy told me this guy told me this. The first guy is telling me that I'm too intense. The second guy is telling me that I know too much. And he just feels overwhelmed by the information that I'm providing. The next guy is telling me that I'm too in touch with myself. The next guy is telling me, and I said, what does all that equal? Am I too much? And she's like, or are they not enough? And I'm like, oh, yeah, they're all young. I'm finding guys in their 30s and 40s. I'm not finding guys in their 50s that are even bothering to look. The 30s and 40s, there's a lot of damage that they're living with that they're not working on yet. There's a number of guys I could just call out. A lot of them that I really liked and still like, but they're not working on it. They don't have to yet. It's not a prerogative. All right, it is their prerogative, but it's not an imperative at the moment. So for me, it's like, yeah, cool. That guy would work wonderfully, except he's afraid of relationships and developing things like feelings. And that guy right there got his heart just tore out and stomped on. That guy just came out of the closet, even though he's never dated, he only dated women for a little bit, and then he's been like not doing anything. And he's not ready to date, even though he thinks he is. He's not. He needs a newbie, just like him. And there isn't really a good way for a newbie to get a relationship with another newbie and have it work. It's kind of like you need to go through that phase, like when you're late teens and you're like, oh, sex, and just blow up the world. And then you're like 25 going, okay, I need something more than that. I'm 53. I start off the morning going, I need something more than that. And what I get are a lot of 20-year-olds that are contacting me going, hey, Snapchat, you wanna mess around? And I'm like, dude, do I want to? While you watch and I watch you, if I'm talking to you and we've been talking for a while, maybe cool. But if it's just like, hey, you're horny, I'm like, no, I don't live in that state all the time. I'm like not 20. I know you guys do. I remember it vividly. It was awesome. But at the same time, it's like, whew, it's such a relief not to live there. Do I want somebody that has that exuberance for life and that drive to just, experience things? Yes, that's awesome. I love that. I don't see that enough in my world. I see that in me. I still have this like childlike wonder of the world, probably because I haven't seen most of it, but also because I tend to be really far in the back of my head thinking all the time. So I know this has been a long one. Thank you for listening to me. I'm sure there's a billion hours more of stuff I could talk about, but I'm going to leave you with this. I love you guys. I love you, dude. Have a good one.